We live in the age of optimization. We don't just eat, we biohack. We don't just age, we reverse it. But this obsession with efficiency is a trap, and it's one we've sprung before. Let's go back to 1937. A drug company wanted to make a wonder drug, sulfanilamide, easier for children to swallow. So they mixed it with a raspberry-flavored solvent that tasted great and went down easy. It was a masterclass in marketing. The only problem? That solvent wasn't a sweet treat. It was diethylene glycol, which is fine if you're a car, it's antifreeze. If you're a child, it's an agonizing death sentence. 107 people died, gasping for air as their kidneys shut down. The public called it a massacre. The regulators, horrified, finally created the modern FDA. We look back at those Raspberry Elixir chemists as Victorian pioneers of negligence, thinking, how primitive. Fast forward to 2024. The setting isn't a small-town pharmacy, but a sleek Instagram advertisement. Meet the new wonder drug, Ozempic. But it too is wearing a dangerous disguise. Welcome to the serial killer's investigation into the great counterfeit Ozempic crisis. Ozempic didn't start as a weight loss sensation. It's semaglutide, a breakthrough for treating type 2 diabetes. But because capitalism has a sense of humor, its most desirable side effect, curbed appetite, made it the absolute obsessions of Hollywood elites, tech moguls, and everyone with a high bandwidth connection and a dream of becoming slightly smaller. The problem, of course, is math. There isn't enough semaglutide to go around. A global shortage was guaranteed. And where there is desperate demand, there is a basement alchemist waiting with a syringe. By early 2024, counterfeit Ozempic was no longer a theory, it was an epidemic. It was being marketed through unverified online pharmacies, telehealth startups that pop up faster than a pimple, and wellness experts on social media. But what is actually in the pen? This isn't just a label printed on an inkjet like the fake Wonka bars we investigated last time. This is advanced medical-grade forgery. In some cases, the pens look identical to the naked eye. In others, they are remanufactured insulin pens, refilled in garages by people whose lab protocol likely involves a shared Spotify playlist and a prayer. The WHO, the FDA, and Interpol all scrambled, with WHO issuing an urgent medical product alert in June 2024. And when public analysts started testing these black market pens, the Raspberry Elixir warnings began to echo. The contents are a menu of modern nightmares. Some pens contain nothing but a simple salt solution, a harmless scam. But the real serial killer story is the common substitution. They are often filled with insulin. Now, insulin is life-saving, if you're diabetic. If you're using it as a casual weight loss hack, you have just created a lethal metabolic time bomb. One user in Austria reportedly suffered life-threatening hypoglycemia and had to be rushed into emergency care because she'd unknowingly injected an insulin pen disguised as Ozempic. Even worse, traces of, wait for it, diethylene glycol had been found in some counterfeit compounds. Yes, antifreeze, the exact same chemical from the 1937 massacre that led to the death of 107 people. We didn't outrun our history, we just put it in a nicer, more expensive pen. We institutionalized the risk. We traded the local pharmacist for a shadowy global algorithm, and when the industrial mistake happens, when the lab levels are too high or the mystery ingredient is a chemical solvent used to clean the machinery, there's no single doctor to blame, there's just a deleted storefront and a hospital bill. In 1937, the tragedy was a clumsy mistake born of arrogance. In 2024, the tragedy was a calculated strategy born of avarice. The ingredients have evolved, but the recipe for disaster is identical. A guy selling fake Ozempic from an unregistered lab is just a digital-age Joseph Neal, willing to bet your metabolic health against his next payout. Next time you're tempted by a limited edition metabolic hack, remember the kids in 1937. History doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly likes to use the same recipe. Sugar is sweet, but the truth? The truth is usually a controlled substance. Stay hungry, stay suspicious. I'm the historical detective, and this has been Serial Killers.